Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Johnny Gets Tormented by Boxes. And we all know how much I love boxes. If you remember a few months back, my buddy Steve came down from Long Island to visit us Chicago boys, and we decided we wanted to take Steve out for a day of hobby shop hopping. It was a super fun day out, and if you haven't seen already, I'll link the video down in the description below. But one of the highlights of that trip was Berwyn's Toys and Trains. It's a super amazing hobby shop and a must for any model railroader visiting the Chicagoland area. They have an impressive selection and the aesthetic is just awe-inspiring. Fast forward a few months and something awesome happened. Tim from Berwyn reached out to Matt and I and said that he saw the video of us visiting their shop. Now, I never expected anybody from one of our local shops to see my content, and what was even cooler, he reached out and asked us if we would like to do exclusive reviews on their custom runs. Of course, Matt and I were overjoyed with all this news, and of course, we said yes. So that brings us to today. In front of me is the first batch of the custom runs that Matt and I will be reviewing. Now, I will say this isn't everything. This is only half the haul that Berwyn gave us to review. If you want to see the other half of the goodies that we were given, go check out Matt's channel. Matt's at West Chicago Model Railroad. I'll link his channel in the description below. Now, before we begin, I would like to clarify, while we are working with Berwyn to showcase their stock, we are not getting paid and we don't get to keep these items. These are going back to the shop right after we finish our reviews. We're just doing this because, one, we like to help out our good buddies at Berwyn's Toys and Trains, and also, well, we like to play some new stock that they're getting in. But enough talking. I'm really curious on what these bad boys look like, so let's open them up and see what we got. Now, regardless of what type of enthusiast you are, or no matter what scale you're in, you're always expanding in this hobby, especially when it comes to rolling stock.
I'll openly admit, I didn't actually start buying freight cars until very recently. Up until about a year ago, I only had one scale boxcar, a flat car made of Lego, and a post-war style caboose to go with it. Now, I ran the heck out of them, and I had a lot of fun doing so. But as I got further in the hobby, I had a desire to build up my fleet of freight cars. I dreamed those long lines of merchandise freight and miles of cars behind the engine.
With that in mind, I did go a little bit off the deep end and I started buying any cars I could get left and right. And while that does have its advantages, quantity over quality also does have its disadvantages as well. Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, what the? Oh, for... Ah! I learned pretty quickly that it's better off to go get good quality rolling stock than go buying stuff left and right. One of my favorite manufacturers is MTH in their Premier line. They're well built, really nicely detailed, and a great value as well.
What's even better, if you're a Chicago guy like me and you want some local representation in your freight trains, Berwyn's got you covered.
Today, we'll be looking at Berwyn's custom run of 40-foot AAR Boxcars in the Illinois Central, Grand Trunk and Western, and Sioux Line paint schemes.
But enough about that. You guys didn't come here to hear me talk about the history of freight cars, so let's open these bad boys up. I'm gonna need a bigger table. As you can see, we have quite the array of cars, so let's take a moment and take a look-see at them one at a time.
First off, we have this stunning Grand Trunk Western boxcar, and just look at this thing. It is absolutely covered in graphics information. Not only do you have the Grand Trunk Western painted on the side, but you also have the car number and capacity and load info as well. This car is very well built and includes sliding doors on each side. I love the roof detail, and the sleek GT on the side gives it a nice modern looking touch. After that, we have this classic Sioux Line boxcar. Now, when I see this car, it screams classic steam era to me. From the vintage Sioux Line logo on either end to the old style lettering for the car number, this car will be right at home in any steam era freight train. One of the features I've always loved about MTH rolling stock is the air hose detail on either end. It's a detail I wish I could have on more of my rolling stock in my collection. Lastly, we have the one I think that really stands out the most, the Illinois Central boxcar. Now, one of the things my train buddies and I noticed after a while is that our freight trains end up being the same shades of red and brown. There really isn't much color to them, and while it may satisfy our craving for long lines of unsuspecting merchandise freight, visitors to the layout are usually drawn to brightly colored trains in our collection. Well, this Illinois Central boxcar does that in spades. Just look at that bright orange paint scheme. Compared to these other two cars, it really stands out. The bold black and orange paint text just screams out Illinois Central, and the white eye really pops out at you. If you're looking to add some color to your freight trains, this is definitely the way to go.
All these cars are beautifully done, and each one of them has their own unique style and flair, so there's something here for everybody. I really can't recommend these enough. However, these cars were designed to haul freight, so let's bring them down to the layout and put them through their paces. once again, these cars are amazing and I really can't recommend them enough. If you're interested in buying a set for yourself, they retail about $64.99 and you get those exclusively from Berwyn's Toys and Trains. I'll link their information down in the description below so you can go check it out for yourself. Now, I hope you enjoyed getting a chance to see these cars as much as I did, and I might actually consider picking some up for myself. If you'd like to see the other haul that Berwyn gave us, go check out my buddy Matt's channel. I'll leave a link in the description as well for all the other cars that they gave us to play with. I'd like to reach out and say a special thank you to Tim at Berwyn's Toys and Trains for giving us this opportunity to review and highlight these awesome cars. We've got plenty of cool stuff coming down the line, and I hope you're excited to see it. I know we have some rolling stock and a couple of engines to check out too. So, if you like what you saw, hit subscribe to get notifications when we make new videos. But once again guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.